Welcome to the very first episode of the Captain's Insights. I'm Ben, I'm the founder of Pirate Skills, and today I want to talk to you about a problem that I see very often with the founders and marketers I work with every day. It's that they are stuck in thinking that they need a better and better idea, but that's actually not the truth. They need to commit one of those ideas. They're stuck in ideation hell, maybe stuck in a job or like me, consulting, and they don't want to jump off. They think they need to quit their job, earn no money anymore, and then full ahead jump into this one idea and they don't know which one to commit to. That is what I want to talk about today and to find a resolution for you. This is a very interactive format, so you can just visit this article with me and participate in the exercises I've built in here. So let's dive in. This is the first poll that we are doing here in the Captain's Insights. And it's a simple question to get you started. Think about it. What are the main reasons why you're not committing to one idea? For me, it's actually very close to the first three. Like I am always having like 7 ideas, at least. And I want to know, is it the right one? Also, the second one was a big jump for me. I was 15 years like a marketing professional, never the developer, and I didn't feel capable and ready yet to really do it. And I was scared to drop my consulting and just focus on SaaS. Yeah, and I definitely still am. Yeah, I'm on this journey just like you. But you might also feel you have done something before, it just didn't work out, or you don't know where to begin. Yeah, try to decide where it is. And if this article is up, you will see that many other people have already also voted on this. And you will see what the most popular votes are after you have done the first of your own votes. What I see, what people are really scared of is the idea of that they have to quit whatever they are doing right now before they can really jump into the idea that they want to truly pursue. I see them in the jobs, or maybe in the consulting, not being happy with the way they are treated, the way their team is set up. They have an annoying boss that just doesn't get it. And you know there is something that you can do, or you maybe see 2 or 3 things. And you might be thinking you have to drop everything and lose the safety of that paycheck that you get regularly. But that is a false choice. The real problem is really not your job. It's not your boss. It's that you are thinking, I don't know if this is truly possible, and you're not sure that you can really do it yourself. And I've created this image that visualizes this false dichotomy a little bit more. On the top left side, you have your job. You're building that golden prison for yourself of safety. And on the right-hand side, you want to quit, but it feels totally like gambling and you have responsibilities and maybe addicted to a certain lifestyle and you can't risk that. Yeah? But it's not the choice between those two. It's a choice to start committing to one idea and treating it as a learning path and building on the side. That is actually at the bottom how you should consider this path. And that is very different, and I want to get deeper into that path. It doesn't have to be a lot that you do when you start. You can just start talking to some people who might be interested in using your product, or just a couple of close friends. You could build something on the weekend or learn a bit of vibe coding while you're exploring this idea or deepen your knowledge on that. You don't even have to earn money. Even good if you don't earn money in the beginning. You don't get into trouble with your current employer. And it's nice to explore an idea in the first few weeks or even months when you don't and not under pressure of making people pay the idea you have in your idea. You can be much more open and free in the engagements that you have. Your path to independence doesn't start when you're quitting. It starts when you start to own one idea that you're willing to spend some time on. I didn't have a job trap. I've built myself another golden cage called the consulting trap. I'm being paid hundreds of euros per hour from multiple companies all around the world. And it's a seductive thing to earn money now by exchanging your time against money versus an uncertain amount of money later if I spend my time on building an idea into a product and then marketing that. And I'm even a professional marketer. Like, that is never the problem. So my big thing was, besides the consulting money trap and the associated lifestyle addiction, is that I didn't feel that I can build the product myself. I've tried to build multiple products with external developers, but it never worked out. It always took very long. It was very expensive. And I wanted to feel in control. But vibe coding truly changed all of that for me. It took me 3 months to build my first SaaS app called The Captain. And then recently I launched another one called The Signal Log. And it feels so freeing to be now in the positioning of having built their own product and being able to market that. And that brought the idea of the build, grow, repeat cycle, the mantra that we always speak here, where every week I try to build something that is valuable for my user and try to show it to my customers and potential leads for my product. I often get the counter argument of, Ben, what if I pick the wrong idea and I waste months? My best idea, to those people, if you are like feeling that as well, is to treat it as an opportunity to build a skill and not as a lifelong decision. You can make a series of strategic, small, reversible bets where you can absolutely waste a few months. That is totally fine. No entrepreneur has just fallen from the sky and bam, it worked on the first try. Most of us are hustling on this for years before one thing starts to work. Then we maybe have some losers again, and then another bigger thing starts working. And then this looks like an overnight success. But what you need is just to treat it as a learning project. Build the capability on the side while building this project up. Don't overcommit. Don't make this too much of a life decision. Just build evidence over time, test it, and decide, is that idea worth it or not? I've built another graphic for that. At the top, you see this big idea you have in your mind, the one shot, the billion-dollar idea, and it's paralyzing you. It's too many high stakes, too much life change for you to go into. And I want you to think about it more like the bottom of this image, where you start small, and then you have a learning curve, and you keep iterating, and you become better and better and better until you master building a good product, master marketing, and that gives you the independence, and that gives you the confidence that you did something. If you really feel a wall, that something is not going the direction that you want, you can just change your idea. No problem. I generally give every idea 3 to 6 months. Actually think really in quarters. 3 months to see initial traction. If it's a total loser, I know it, I skip it, I go to the next one. But 6 months, I really know if this is going to be something. And if I do this on the side, if I commit to just one thing that I do on the side and not many things that are paralyzing, I will make progress and earn my freedom over time. Let's be honest. It's totally unrealistic to just hit it at the very first time. That won't happen. So instead, what I recommend is that you start building evidence. Start building confidence in your capability. It was such a game changer when I started learning vibe coding, where it took me like 3 months to have my first paying subscriber here. But that wasn't bad. That gave me so much confidence and that I could build something. If I look at the code today, of course, I'm like, hell, Ben, what did you build there? But that is a natural path. You want to do activities that give you evidence and that you're on the right track. And this confidence that you build with that is what replaces your anxiety. It will never come from reading books and watching another YouTube video. I need you to build something real. something that is telling you by the reception of the reality what to do next. You will see that it all comes back to building and growing. I was a pure growth professional and I needed to learn to build. You might be a building professional, you need to learn to grow. Those two skills you keep on repeating is going to be what's going to change your confidence and your ability to say, that's the one, that's what I'm going for, and you're going to be proud of what you've built. So what does this look like in reality? My recommendation is commit to small weekly chunks that let you learn fast. Every week, I'm thinking about, okay, what is maybe one feature I can build that is really valuable for users? What is the one person I can talk to that might be interesting? And you're trying to follow a path of activation, where you see, people are starting to use my product, they get the first value. Retention, they keep on using the product, they ask me for new features, they are engaged in the process then more than just the first week. And 3, they ask you to pay for it. They are open to buying that. It is a problem worth solving, where they can exchange their money against you solving their problem. Those are the signals you're looking for on small weekly commitments. We call this the build, grow, repeat loop. Just keep on building and growing, and you insist that you're not going slower than doing something good for your product and something good for marketing or selling that product every single week. And there cannot go a week by without progress. We sometimes call this like the weekend shame for entrepreneurs who do a lot of side hustles, where you invest all of your weekend time, you're spending less time with friends and your family. And since you're not making progress, you feel bad that you even wasted that time, and you can be neither here nor there. So my solution for this is every week, build something that you're proud of, that can run for a week. And then you're fine. Then you can take the weekend or half the weekend to spend with your friends and family, and you will be proud of what you hustled. So let me tell you how that experience turns out for me. So my first SaaS that I built was back in January 2025. And I was really slow in the beginning. These days, such a project with a rough version that I would show to people cost me a long weekend, like 3 days. But in that time, I was slow. It took me 4 weeks until I had my first free user at hand. And I had the goal in mind. I have a birthday on March 29th. That on my birthday, I want to have like 1 happy paying subscribers. And so I shipped everything, a really rough version, within 4 weeks. And then I just listened. I listened to the first people who told me what was missing, what is interesting, what is bad, where are bugs. And I tried to really ignore my own assumptions and then listen to them. And within 3 months, I had not only my first, but 7 paying subscribers. And that feeling of having monthly recurring revenue for somebody who either gets like paid by the hour, or used to maybe have in the past a paycheck, is such a game changer. That feels so different than when okay, you're going to lose some people, like maybe 5 to 10% every month. That is recurring revenue that comes back. You earned by having built a good product, having marketed. You don't have to start over every single month. You can build the flywheel. This is how it was like for me, for the Captain. So here comes the next big interactive part, for which you should really visit the article. And that is our 7-day ship plan. And this week, it's going to be the 7-day commit plan, where you get to interact with me and an AI chatbot of your choice and really play this out. And I'm going to take you along every single day of the week. So you will come out at the end and have first signal. You have committed to one idea and without quitting anything, I promise. So if you scroll down here, you see a little preview, so you get an idea of what this 7-day ship plan is. So it's 7 tasks for you to do on 7 days, and it's completely free. If you're not signed in, you can just click here to unlock, and for example, log in with Google. Let me do that really quick. And here we are back with a full 7-day ship plan unlocked completely free of charge. So what should you do here? I've provided AI prompts with you if you like me and prefer to make this interactive and talk to the best friend, ChatGPT, Claude, or even use the Pirate Skills Captain. For that, I linked it up here if you'd like to check that out. And I first want you to dump your ideas. Just have a chat with AI and dump all of the ideas and let it pull these ideas out. And when you're done, you can just check this off, yeah, and go to the next idea. You don't have to wait another day. If you're like a maniac like me, you can do this all in one day, but it's totally fine if you just do it once a day. And you want to score and commit these ideas. If you really can't decide between the last two, just flip a coin and just take one. It doesn't matter. After you have scored that idea, you want to get over the hurdle of just talking to yourself about it. You need to make a little bit of a public commitment here. Don't worry, you don't need to post something that will be risky for your job, but talk to somebody, create a post, create a tweet, and have a communication about your idea at the level of publicity that you like, but at least talk to a real person. So then you want to start mapping out your outreach targets. What do I mean by that? The prompt is again going to help you to create a list of people that could help you, but they should be potential customers of your ideas. You want to get into the habit of just talking to people. Hey, I got this idea. Do you have this problem? And analyze their situation and really build something that they want, not just what you have in your head. A wonderful book on that is called The Mom Test. Then you run your first interview. The Mom Test is actually, I think, the best preparation for those interviews. And then you prototype like a first version, yeah, of what you got after some discussions. You can prototype if you like first, but I feel people tend to go too much into their cave and not talk to people. So this is why I did it in that order, but you do what works. Vibe coding is a fantastic way to do a first prototype on a weekend. We got the builder codex right here in the navigation. If you put that drop-down menu, here's the builder codex. By the way, if you're looking for more of these insights, you can find them in the overview here under Captain's Insights. And prototype something that is a conversation starter, that is a bit more real than I have an idea. Maybe it's like one little landing page with a waiting list, or it's the first feature. You don't have to worry about pricing and databases and any of that stuff. Do something valuable in a format that your audience will appreciate. And then last but not least, like start doing a little progress journal for yourself. Extract the lessons, document them somewhere in Notion, in a nice Moleskine notebook, whatever you do. For me, it's often my Remarkable notebook that I use for that. But perceived progress is just as important as real progress in the beginning. If you convince yourself that you're doing this now, yeah, and journaling really anchors that, then you will keep doing it in the next week and the next week. So complete it, you get some confetti, congratulations, you completed that. If you have some more Q&As, I put them down here, and I'm just basing all of this on my reality that I'm currently living in. And I invite you to follow along with that journey, become part of the community. We also got a couple of events, online and offline. Everything with the word growth in it is more targeted towards like marketing and selling your product, and everything with the word builder in it is targeted towards building the product that you want to market. Yeah, so you can join our events here. It's just an overview, and it shows you the next upcoming cohorts of our workshops. They're always called the Forge. Or you can just join one of our free events that are offline or online. You can have some options up here, but I would love to see you in one of them really, really soon. That's it from me today. I would love to see some comments from your end, how you like this little Captain's Insight. I want to know what you committed to or that you committed. And I see you next Monday when I release the next one. Bye-bye.